To composite many images together into a surreal scene, you want to make sure that you have all the pictures that you need for your scene taken. For this one, I'm going to show you how to select things and place them onto a background. So for my composition, I took a picture of this mason jar. It already had some cotton in there and a fake tree, but this is something I could have taken a picture of snow or painted in snow, got a picture of an actual pine tree and put that in there. And this is going to be my background. I'm going to leave the white background. You could, if you wanted to, go to File and New and just start with a blank page if you just want to paint in a background as well. So that's always an option. You just need to make sure you know how big you want your background to be. So remember with Photoshop, it's all made up of pixels. So if you want to start with a blank background, you'd want to make sure it's as big as you plan on printing it. So let's say 11 by 14 is a nice size to print. You want to make sure it's 300 pixels per square inch. So I'm just going to click Create. And now I know that I have at least, I could print this 11 by 14 if I wanted to send it out and get it printed, which is a nice decent size for a photograph. So I can start with the blank backdrop, or I can add things to my current backdrop. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to use some of the selection tools. And there are many different selection tools. They're over here on the left. There is this rectangular selection tool, a circular selection tool. For the most part, I use these just to select like the whole image. You can also use the key command Control A to select the whole image. Control D will deselect something. There's also a selection menu at the top where you can select all, deselect, or reselect after you've deselected. You can also select something, and under select is inverse, which means it'll select the opposite of what you selected. So if it's easier for me to select, let's say this guy, if he's selected, but I think, oh, I actually want to select the background instead, I can go up to select and go to inverse. And now see the selection is now on the edge of the background. He's actually looks selected still, but he's not. The background is selected. If I were to copy and paste this, it copies and pastes the background, not the bear, because I pressed inverse up under the selection menu. So I want to just mention, anytime you want to copy and paste something in Photoshop, you have to select it with one of the selection tools. There is a random lasso tool that selects random shapes. And then there is a polygonal lasso tool, which is more like straight edges if you need to select a straight edge. You always, after you select, if you need to get out of it, you can hit escape. I can Control D to deselect. And then I'm going to show you in the next video the magnetic lasso tool and this new tool in Photoshop here for selection. But we still have these three menus, all have embedded tools within them, and they all are used for selection.